This is Pioneer Home Theater, with Laserdisc images 60% sharper than most VCRs, the world's leading AV receivers, speakers customized for home theater, and a big screen picture that's real as life. From the leaders in audio and video, home theater so advanced, you don't just watch it.
Hi, I'm Michael Young, and welcome to the Consumer Guide to Home Theater. You know, we never tire of going to the movies to see the latest blockbuster hit, especially when our senses are filled with the cinema's big screen and dynamic sound that draws us right into the action and takes us away to worlds we've only dreamed of. Well, wouldn't it be nice if we could experience movies that way every time and anytime we wanted and right at home? Well, that's what home theater is about, and much more. Each year, over 2 million home theaters are installed, taking advantage of an astounding variety of movies available on television, videotapes, and Laserdisc. And today's smart TVs, coupled with a remote control, make access to many programs easier than ever. But perhaps the greatest revolution in home entertainment is in sound. No longer does your TV stand alone from your hi-fi system. The incredible sound that makes us part of the action in the movie theater is available at home in the form of surround sound. The new technology turns more people on to home entertainment. Many have turned their imaginations loose on their home theater environment. New furniture is being designed to complement the home theater in styles to suit your individual tastes. Some furniture even comes complete with equipment and financing. Others have custom designed their media rooms, building in recessed speakers, retractable TV projectors and projection screens, and remote controls to dim lights and close window shades, all in your own home. As more of us spend evenings at home, your investment in a home theater might just be the best investment you make. The simple definition of home theater is the great experience you get when you combine a good story with a great picture and multi-channel sound right in your own home. Now, what you do with your home theater system is strictly up to your imagination. But the best news is you can get home theater equipment in just about any size, shape, or price range. And we're going to show you several different options. Hopefully one will be exactly what you're looking for. Now, in this program, we're going to show you how home theater works, how Dolby Labs helps get the excitement that the filmmaker created into the movie and into your home video. Then we'll show you all the ingredients, what equipment you'll need for your home theater system. Then we'll tell you how to buy it, how to talk to that salesman so that you get exactly what you need. Then we'll tell you how to set it up, get it going, and some of the enhancements you can add to your home theater. To understand home theater, you have to understand where it originally came from, the movie theater. Now, a great movie theater is one that has a big clear picture and multiple channels of sound in an ideal setting. Now, with over 20,000 Dolby stereo theaters, there's probably one in your neighborhood that you've been to, and they're easy to recognize. All you have to do is look for the speakers along the side walls and along the back wall. And it's the multiple channels of sound that really bring you into the action. It's Dolby that brings that sound into the theater. So, how does it all work? For the movie palaces of the past, mono, one channel of sound, just wasn't grand enough. So multiple channels of sound were developed, but they were often unreliable or unaffordable. Working within that Dolby standard, sound technicians combined the many sources of sound from dialogue, music, and sound effects and mixed them into 4 channels that a Dolby stereo encoding device then combines into 2 channels of sound that can be easily imprinted right onto the film itself. Virtually every major movie made in the last 10 years has been recorded in Dolby stereo. That's thousands of titles so far. In the movie theater projection booth, a decoder reads those 2 encoded channels and divides them back into the 4 channels of sound that the filmmaker created. 3 of the 4 channels are then distributed to speakers behind the movie screen, left, center, and right. The 4th channel of sound is sent to smaller speakers placed along the side and back walls of the theater, surrounding the audience. Now, when the Dolby stereo soundtrack gets copied over onto videocassette or Laserdisc, the Dolby surround encoding goes right along for the ride. And the same thing happens when you watch the movie broadcast on a stereo TV or cable channel. Now, when you buy a videotape, or pre-recorded cassette, or compact disc, or laser disc, you should be able to see the Dolby Surround logo right there on the package. Or you can look for it at the beginning of a TV broadcast or in the end credits of a film. So what are you going to need for your home theater? Well, of course, you're going to need those movies or television programs, and reception and playback equipment, a great picture, a Dolby Surround decoder amplifier, and speakers. Well, now let's talk for a moment about the many programs that you can enjoy in your home theater. Besides the movies on Laserdisc and videotape, the newest and hottest video games are in surround sound, as well as primetime television programs.
I think the benefits of surround are that you will be more intimate with the show. You will feel just being closer, like with Northern, of being in the bar, because you're surrounded by voices, textures, everything going on in the bar. It's not just in front of you, it's all around you. Same thing with outdoor scenes. What we try to do in outdoor scenes is just basically surround the viewer with the feeling of lush nature.
Plus, for music lovers, there are hundreds of Dolby Surround CDs from many of your favorite artists. Okay, now let's talk about your great TV picture. Today's big screen TVs, both front and rear projection, are very advanced from those early fuzzy pictures that you could only see from one position in the room. They can truly give you the big screen movie experience. But for most of us, a good quality TV with a 27-inch screen is adequate for most size dens or family rooms. It depends on how big the room is and how far away you'll be sitting. Now that we have our programs and picture covered, we have to have the equipment to decode and distribute the sound, just like the movie theater. Now, there are two types of Dolby Surround decoders. The original one is called simply Dolby Surround. It's like listening to your existing stereo with an additional surround channel coming from two speakers behind you. It's effective, but the size of the best listening area is somewhat limited. Now, the more advanced decoder is called Dolby Surround Pro Logic. Pro Logic gives you the same performance as the method used in the Dolby Stereo Theater. It's the more advanced technology, and part of the benefit comes from that extra speaker you'll add for the center channel. You'll find that you can choose to have a decoder with either analog or digital processing circuits. Now, you'll find that it's not so much a matter of quality as which one has the kind of extra features that you might want. We'll talk about some of those extra features in just a moment. Now, there are several ways to get your Dolby Surround decoder. Some newer TVs have a Dolby Surround Pro Logic decoder and all the power amps that you need built in. Even the speakers may come along, making it a complete package. Or you can connect your existing stereo receiver to a standalone surround decoder amplifier. Your stereo receiver powers your left and right channel speakers, and your decoder amplifier powers your center and surround channel speakers. The most popular way to get Dolby Surround is with an audio-video or AV receiver to take the place of your old stereo. It has all the power amps you need built in and can handle all your sources and make adjustments from a single remote. And finally, purists might opt for a standalone decoder and 4 separate power amplifiers. Now, this gives you the greatest flexibility in performance, but also the greatest opportunity for high cost. You'll have to make that decision for yourself. Okay, now that you have all of your equipment, it's time to set it up in your home. Once you've brought all your equipment into the house, start by placing the TV where you want it in the room, which is pretty much a matter of your own taste. Then it's usually most convenient to place all of your equipment, like AV receiver, VCR, and CD player, next to your TV, so your remote controls can operate most effectively. Next, connect your sources to your AV receiver by using the connector cords that come with the equipment. Plug left and right audio out from your CD player into where it's marked CD in on your AV receiver. Your cassette tape deck needs a cord for playback and record, so simply plug left and right tape deck out to receiver in and vice versa. Your connector cord for the VCR has 3 connections, the third for video. Generally, it's color-coded, yellow for video, red and white for the 2 audio channels. Again, one cord goes from your VCR out to the AV receiver in for playback, and of course, you'll have another connection working the opposite for recording. Next, place your center channel speaker. Place your left and right speakers where they fit best in the room, as you can adjust the balance for the best sound later. Remember that the left and right will be your speakers for regular stereo listening. To wire your speakers, a good 16 or 18 gauge wire will work fine. An inexpensive wire stripping tool will help make it easier, but you may have to practice just a few times. Only strip enough wire that will fit exactly into your connectors. Make sure the same strand or half of your wire goes from the positive or red connector in the receiver to the positive connector in the speaker, and vice versa. Place your surround sound speakers behind and above where you'll be sitting for the best results. If you have a subwoofer, you can place it just about anywhere you want, as the sound is not directional. But remember, the closer you place your subwoofer or any speaker to a corner, the more bass you'll get. Now it's time to sit back and relax, turn the power on, and enjoy your favorite surround programs in your home theater.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
Every week, TV Guide magazine tells you what's new, who's who, and puts television's world in perspective. In the new TV Guide, meet Golden Girl Estelle Getty. She's a first-class performer and a world-class warrior. Then read about Rupert Murdoch. Can this controversial media magnate create a fourth network? And don't miss the latest on Hollywood love scenes. There's romance, but on some sets, the thrill is gone and the chill is on. It's all inside the new TV Guide.
A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse.
Even if you could find all your favorite TV theme songs on 45s, now you wouldn't have to, because TV Tunes presents television's greatest hits, 65 theme songs from the best loved shows of the 50s and 60s, from the shows we grew up with. Here are the songs we never outgrew. Together now for the first time ever on this 2-record set, you get themes like I Love Lucy, the Beverly Hillbillies, Hawaii 5-0.
How about My Three Sons?
You got it.
Bonanza?
Yes, and a whole lot more, like Leave It to Beaver, Mr. Ed, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mod Squad, Mannix, Dobie Gillis, Dennis the Menace, Andy Duke, Perry Mason, Superman, Twilight Zone, The Flintstones, and Dragnet. And that's not all. You also get Batman, Secret Agent, Sunset Strip, Surfside 6, Gilligan's Island, Green Acres, F-Troop, Get Smart, The Jetsons, Addams Family, Tonight Show, Felix the Cat, Flipper, Rin Tin Tin, Star Trek, and a whole lot more.
Like me, Don Pardo. Here's how to order. MasterCard and Visa customers call free 800-525-1000 or save COD charges by signing check or money order for $16.95 to Television's Greatest Hits. Care of TV offer, Box 1199, Scarsdale, New York. Price includes postage and handling.
Yes, it's television's greatest hits, a sensational 65-song countdown for the time of your life.
It began with an idea, a complete but portable stereo system. It's here now in Sharp's VZ2000, complete with cassette, tuner, amp, and speakers. Completely portable, too, with mains or battery power. And Sharp's amazing bilateral record player that plays both sides of the record automatically, so you'll never need to turn a record over again. Without Sharp technology, it would still be just an idea. Sharp, we put you a step ahead.
Hello, you're watching Dish Network. Did you know you're a satellite pirate? That means you're not an authorized subscriber of Dish Network services. That's right, I'm speaking to you on a channel that only someone receiving programming without proper authorization can view. So if you're watching me, you're an unauthorized Dish Network subscriber. Now, we understand that some of you may not even realize you have been receiving Dish Network programming without proper authorization. But the fact that you're seeing this channel right now means that the receiver you're using has been modified to receive programming without payment to Dish Network. You may have already noticed that you are no longer receiving some of the following programming. Dish Network will continue to make additional channels secured so that only authorized subscribers can view Dish Network programming. And don't be tricked into wasting your money on new devices in hopes of regaining programming. New electronic countermeasures will be implemented to shut down this type of equipment. Dish Network wants you to become an authorized Dish Network subscriber, and we're making it easy. All you need to do is call our regular customer service number at 1-800-333-DISH. Now, there are two options available for you. If you have equipment that is currently supported by Dish Network, we will gladly activate the equipment you already own and that is already installed. When you call 1-800-333-DISH, tell our customer service representatives that you want to activate equipment that you already own and that is already installed. This lets them know that you want to become a Dish Network customer. Call Dish Network today and we'll activate your existing equipment with programming packages starting as low as $9.99 per month. Now, another option available to you is Digital Home Advantage. With this option, we'll provide you with brand new state-of-the-art Dish Network equipment. When you sign up for a 24-month commitment using Digital Home Advantage, you'll receive all of the following: professional installation for up to 4 TVs, the lowest everyday prices in TV, free upgrade to DVR or HD DVR receiver, best 100% HD package at the lowest price, or standard definition packages starting at just $9.99 per month for 6 months. Ask your sales representative about other great promotions you may qualify for today. Call us today to get your Dish Network account set up. Our customer service representatives will treat you with the same respect and courtesy they would treat any other customer, no questions asked. We look forward to you joining the nearly 14 million customers who have decided that Dish Network offers the greatest value in digital satellite services. Become an authorized Dish Network customer today with programming packages starting as low as $9.99 per month by calling our regular toll-free number at 1-800-333-DISH.
You're watching Sleepcore, media for insomnia.
The Jones family have just bought a new GEC television set. They are delighted with it, and they will be just as pleased in the years to come, because the GEC have been using new and ingenious manufacturing techniques which ensure the greatest reliability possible in the complex circuitry of a television receiver. This machine is typical of the 2 lines for the automatic insertion of components into the printed wiring panels. The panels are fed from magazines at the start of the automatic assembly track, their rate of operation being controlled from the central control unit, which will be seen later. The panels are moved along automatically and index themselves under the insertion heads. Here, a valve holder is being inserted and locked mechanically before the panel indexes to the next position, where a similar operation is carried out. Each of the automatic insertion heads is fed by a magazine of components. When a magazine is empty, it is easily removed and replaced by a full one. A resistor is being inserted and stapled to the board. The machine cuts the leads of the components it inserts so that they protrude through the panels to a depth suitable for soldering in the dip solder bath. This magazine is controlled, again, from the central control unit, so that panels are released at the correct rate to the manual insertion line. After a preliminary inspection, the remaining components are fitted to the board manually. The operator can be seen using a thimble to turn over the ends of the leads of the components she has inserted. In the main, only components unsuited to automatic handling, such as transformers and capacitors, are fitted in this way. The panel is inspected again and is now ready for dip soldering. Flux is sprayed on the panel as it enters the unit. The carriers ensure that the board floats over the surface of the solder. Since the wiring has been masked, only the joints themselves are soldered. Thus, one operation replaces the many separate operations of soldering individual components which were formerly necessary. The resulting panel is tidy and very reliable. The quality of the soldering is examined, and 2 strengthening strips are added to give the panel a means for attaching it to the frame. It can be seen that the trays on the conveyors are painted in different colors, which enables the operators to identify quickly the particular sub-assembly they require. A final inspection of the panel and all the components which have been added to it, both automatically and manually, is made before the addition of valves, which completes the unit. The panel is now tested on a conveyor system, which indexes in a similar fashion to that of the assembly lines. Routine electrical tests are performed, and in the case of this IF strip, alignment procedure is carried out. A card is attached to the test unit, and if a panel fails any test, the card is punched to indicate the locality of the fault. Whilst the completed panels circulate on the overhead conveyor until they are required at a main assembly station, faulty panels pass to the troubleshooters for correction. Altogether, 4 conveyors supply the assembly lines. The flow of each assembly line is regulated by this central electronic control unit. It ensures that each sub-assembly line works at the same speed as the main assembly line. Auxiliary tracks provide cable forms, mains leads, and other components. The matrix on which the cable form wires are set is indexed throughout its various operations and returns automatically to the start of the track when the form has been completed. The vast majority of the interconnections between panels and other components is built into a single cable form. As with all components feeding a mechanized line, the lack of one type of wire could disrupt production. Advanced methods of material and production control make such holdups very rare. After inspection, these auxiliary components travel on an overhead conveyor to the appropriate stations on the main assembly line. The 3 parallel tracks comprising the main assembly line are served by the overhead conveyors. At the start of each line, there is a riveting section where the receiver frame is assembled and riveted. The frame shows little resemblance to the older form of chassis, a direct result of the intelligent use of printed circuits. Components are attached as the frame progresses down the track at a speed determined by the main control unit. Here, the cable form is being attached, leaving a number of plugs to be fitted into sockets on the panels. Finally, the 2 printed wiring panels are fitted in the receiver. Printed wiring ensures accurate mass production of circuitry and reliable and easily serviced television receivers. Here is the cathode ray tube conveyor. After the protective bag is removed, the tube is fitted into the frame. The alignment jig ensures that the tube face is correctly positioned relative to the frame, so that when the chassis is placed in the cabinet, the tube face will fit snugly into its surround. The completed chassis passes to an insulated indexing track and is tested for insulation. Power is now applied from overhead rails, and the receiver passes through a series of comprehensive tests, using signals generated within the factory to check the overall performance. This procedure gives a preliminary aging, referred to as a soak. No attempt is made to correct faults on the main production line. If a receiver fails, it is automatically transferred by lift over the main tracks into the repair area. When the fault has been located and corrected and the receiver retested, the set is returned to the first vacant position in the line. A general view of the final clearance area. On the left is one of the automatic lifts. In the background, the lines extend for nearly 300 feet. Careful cleaning ensures that no specks of dust remain which might tend to spoil the vivid picture. The ease with which the receiver chassis can be fitted into the cabinet makes the final assembly of the set very simple. It is reconnected to the overhead mains for a final check. Automatic lifts again take faulty receivers to the repair area and return them after correction. The back panel is fixed on using a pneumatic screwdriver. Most of the tools on the lines are pneumatically operated, and wherever practicable, jigs are used to make assembly easier. After a final polish, instruction booklets are added and the set is registered. The completed receiver then passes through the packing area, where methods are also aimed at speed and ease of handling. Until it has been sealed in its carton and is being sent to the dispatch area, the set has never been lifted by hand. The design of the cartons in which the receivers are dispatched is carefully controlled and subject to stringent tests. Each model in its carton is dropped from a specified height onto a concrete floor on all its 6 faces in turn, and types of packing which fail to give complete protection are rejected. Completed sets leave for dispatch to GEC dealers all over the country. Behind them is a wealth of engineering ability. Ahead, many years of reliable television reception. GEC television receivers are famous for giving vivid picture truth. In a way, this film has told the vivid picture truth behind the skilled engineering and the rigorous testing at all stages of manufacture that are making the latest GEC receivers the best of today's television. You have seen just one aspect of the GEC approach to modern techniques in electronics. The Jones family indeed have good cause to be happy with their new set, confident in the thought that it will remain trouble-free for years to come.